Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Between the Sharks. Today we're headed out on a little salvage operation. All right. This is probably a really dumb idea, but for some reason I think it'll be fun, maybe. Second guessing. So we're headed out to one of the local neighborhood vacant lots. There are a handful of vacant lots around here. They are just trash dumps for people too lazy to take their stuff to the dump. But I saw something on one the other day that caught my eye. Let's go have a closer look, see what it is, see if it's worth trying to save. No dumping signs. Well, those are not particularly heated. Let's take a look. It's right back in there. I mean, it's pretty gross. I mean, it just goes on and on. There's nothing back here, but just kind of curious if we can save it. I got a special place in my heart for these busted old mowers. Apparently, that's toast, but it does have an electric starter on it, so kind of sadly blew up my other Murray because I ran it out of oil. Well, this is a snapper, but you know, even if we could get it running, maybe we could do a motor swap or something. Get it out of here, give it a second chance. Live again? What do you guys think? Huh. Okay. Got a 5-speed shifter on it now. Okay. This is in neutral. I don't know if this has one of the doohickeys you gotta pull. This is older than the ones that I have. Yeah. Man, it's been here a minute. You know, I brought my tire inflator, Magoo, and forgot to try to use it. Hey, hey. I doubt it'll hold, but that's something. All right. Look at those lug nuts. Oh man, and somebody rattle canned this thing at some point. At least it didn't make it to the scrapyard, you know? Oh, get over here. I'll figure this out, maybe. Huh. Sure. That's not good. floated. How about that? It's just like I knew what I was doing. Why do I do this stuff, man? Should go without saying, right guys? Come on now. All right, let's see how she does today. That's new. All right, started up, although the starter did that horrible thing. So the goal here, gang, is to get this thing out of the truck without causing any more injury to myself. Now, smart guy would get ramps, because I do dumb stuff a lot. So like I got this come along, which apparently I don't know how to use very well, and these 2x6s. Let's see if we can make that work. And eventually we'll talk to the ramp people about ramps. I ordered some Beaver ramps at some point, and then I was too broke to keep them. So before I opened them, I went ahead and returned them. Feels dumb now. This was dumb. How about you come be by me, bud? Come be by me. I'm hoping the come along catches it before I get run right over. I don't know why this is working, but it's working. That was entirely too easy. We'll take the win, right, bud? Yeah. Honestly, the reason I'm most excited about this is I spend so much time at the ranch and it's pretty lonely. And this I get to do with LBD. Ugh, talk about a vision of redneckery. Oh, I got the lawnmower I pulled out of the woods next to the Camaro, next to the dog eating sticks, and then there's me. I'm supposed to be manifesting a beach bum lifestyle, but I'm delving deeper into redneckery first. All right. Whatever. If it's fun, I guess. Oh, I just need to figure out how to do this at the beach. Right, bud? I want to say 80s, early 90s, but I'm not 100% sure. But first look, no key. Let's see if it has oil in it. Unfortunately, that was the demise of that one. We got that one running on the channel. It was abandoned at the ranch. Got it running. It was the first mower I ever worked on. Had a lot of fun with it, if I'm being honest with you. And then I used it for like 2 years and then jumped on it one spring, fired up just fine, and then I blew it up because it had no oil in it. That's not great. It's got some. So at the very least, it's very low. There's actually some fuel in the fuel filter. Shocked about that. The deck height. I don't know how you deal with that. The Rabbit Turtle machine is actually functioning. This battery looks 1,000,000 years old. That battery ran. Actually, we'll grab the key out of it and see if that fits. Actually, I can test the battery too. No, it's toast. That's a bummer. This battery worked when I blew it up, obviously. Well, that works. We need to add some oil for sure. And then we need to get some juice to the engine. Let's get this guy out of here, put it on the charger. It might charge enough. Don't know that it won't, you know. All right, we got that thing going on the barbecue right now. Seeing if we can boil it just enough to try to see if that thing will even turn over. How do you get this thing out of here? Okay, sure. Well, now what? I know nothing about this thing. We just pulled it out of the woods, but Bubba's been here. You can tell by the wiring, although this wiring is cut, so there's several wires that no longer go to anywhere. Great. Oh, wait, hey, there's a data plate. 87 to 89 says the serial number. That makes it the youngest machine in this yard, though. Let's pull this poodle snapper off. Then maybe we can turn the engine by hand. Right, little buddy. Huh. Well, that's interesting and maybe not good. The spring works. Spins. Compression doesn't really seem to exist. Huh. Right. What do you mean you're not 5/8? It looks okay. Oh yeah, hang on. All right, it's not great, but there's not none. Pulled these nuts out, and the studs are gone. I don't know where they went, but they're gone. Whoopsies. Let's check on the old battery. She's not looking so good, but now that I broke the pulley madoodle, our only hope is the electric start. All right, starter solenoids under there. There's 175 amp fuse. That can't possibly be right for that size wire, but okay. All right, there's some Bubba-ing. I imagine that used to be a switch that's under here somewhere. Yeah, it definitely feels like this has gone through the Bubba bypass. Whether it works or doesn't work is obviously TBD. Yeah, that's a lot of cut wires. That's usually not the way to do stuff, unless you're just trying to cut some wires. Well, we got to get it juice, and then we got to track down how far we can get the juice to go. And then figure out how to get the juice to where we need it to go. Yeah. Perfect. That's not going to work too good. It's fine. Yeah, that'll do. Get in there, buddy. But I'm ready to turn the key and see if we get anything. Not expecting much, but let's try it. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Not surprised. But I don't even know if it's the battery or if it's all of the wiring as well. I know. I'm trying to get it inside so we can go do activities, and then when we get back and it's all cold, we can come in here because I have this garage. All right, that's right. We got to the no crankitude. All right, DC electrical stuff is not that complicated. You can wrap your head around it if you don't think too hard about it. It's kind of like gravity, you know? You can kind of figure out what to expect from it, But if you try to understand what it really is, you'll end up in the fetal position, kind of rocking back and forth, you know? Everything on this contraption is going to be 12 volts. So basically, this test light's got two ends. We're going to stick a positive to a negative, and then the light in here should light up, and that'll tell us if we have any juice whatsoever. So this guy goes right on there. We'll touch the other side, and we've got some juice right there. We should. It's on both sides of the battery. Now, that doesn't mean the battery's good. It just means it has some juice. Voltage and amperage are two totally different stories. 12 volts at 1 amp will light this light up. 12 volts at 1 amp will not turn this engine over. You need many amps. In fact, this is 230 cold cranking amps. But because we have a little bit of voltage, we can start to trace the wiring down from the battery to the key and back, and just see how far we got juice. All this wiring seems super suspect, but like maybe it's okay and they knew what they were doing. So I've been able to confirm that we've got juice, a very small amount of juice, running from battery terminal through a wiring to the solenoid, up to the ignition switch. When it goes to the start position, it runs back down to the solenoid the way it's supposed to. So I just don't think we have enough juice to make the solenoid work to thus send the juice that we don't have, theoretically, to the battery. So we're going to hook up my bigger Frankenstein device, and oh, son of a... Would you look at that? I think that's off a broken timing light. Stuff like this that puts me in the running for king of the junk bin. You live in squalor, but you got one or two of everything, you know? All right. So this one has 50 amp explode mode. Let's just see what this does. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Explode mode. Sounds like the starter needs to get whacked. Like, we don't want to explode the starter, we just want to encourage it. When you're working on an above it up mower, I'm pretty confident all the safety stuff has been eliminated on this. So do your visual inspection, make sure the blade's off, make sure it's in neutral, which it is, in case this starts to turn over. Do your own, like, and don't count on all your safety stuff, you know? No one thought about it. We can break it free. It's trying. Here we go. Pop that guy out. Let's see what it does. Nothing. Okay. All right, so the good news is this is working, but I think at best it's like 50 amps. So before we go blaming a starter on a weak battery there, I want to see if this one will fire up, which I may or may not have killed. Dang it. All right, I got some jumper cables out of the truck, the battery out of the Cadillac, although the battery's been out of the Cadillac for a while. I pulled it out a long time ago, which is really sad. Late New Year's resolution is going to be to make sure that the Cadillac is driven at least once a week. Like, what is the point of having a car like that if it's tucked away? And it's tucked away because it's nice, not because I'm not trying to drive it, but like right now, to get the Cadillac out, I got to move at least one car. And if that car wasn't there, it would be down by the dog who's doing some yelling at stuff. So we're going to continue with bad choices. Battery, car battery, grounded to the motor. We're just going to jump it and see if we can get it to spin over for a minute. Yeah, buddy. Doesn't sound like we have any compression considering the spark plug's out. Yeah, it's got a little. All right. That battery is totally toast too. Man, this is dead battery central. I'm sure it's out of warranty, so there it goes, another 160 American. At this point, I know the engine spins. Starter seems to kind of work. I'm gonna go throw the too much money at a battery. All right, we got a brand new to us sort of old battery because it 825. That was a minute ago, but here we are in 2026 trying to fix this mower, and it was the newest battery on the shelf. So let's see if it does mo better. Yeah, way mo better. Okay. Honestly, our next two challenges are spark and fuel. So right on. See if it's sparking. Should we do that? Because it's already out. How about now? Oh yeah, we got spark. Oh, we got spark. That's awesome. Theoretically, if we can get some gas in here, this thing might think about running. That'd be cool. What did I just do? Where'd you go? Come back. All right, we checked the Earl, checked the spark, we got spark. All right. Whoa, hey. I just covered you in gasoline. Not good. Not good at all. Get off of there. Everybody okay in there? Let's do this from a distance for your safety and mine. I hate these cans because they fill with pressure and they're supposed to be safety, but they don't vent. And then they go everywhere. I've spilled more gas with safe cans than I ever spilled with an unsafe can. I don't want to go crazy with it because I feel like we're going to end up tearing this carburetor apart in a minute. All right. Unbelievable. Let's do it again. Wow. All right, let's see if the rest of it works. We got to figure out if it'll drive, if the blade works, if there's even a blade on it. Probably should put some Marvel Mystery Oil or something in the gasoline too, just to help get whatever gunk is in there out. But man, this thing wanted to run. That's awesome. Like super awesome. I'm excited about it. So far, we just had to chase down the wiring, replace a battery cable. What else do we do? Put a fresh battery in it, oil, gas, and it fired right up, man. Let's see if it'll drive around. That'd be cool. Figure out how this thing works. I've never driven one of these ones. Reverse, okay. Forward, 5 gears, okay. I just saw a bunch of sparks. Where did they come from though? Oh, I see. My bad. Okay, did I just melt everything that I just did? Hope not. Why would that even be there like that? Okay. Okay, maybe now. Let's see if I blew it all up. It's ridiculous, but it works. Okay. All right, so the blade seems really out of balance, but that's okay. Tires are flat again. That's also okay. Guys, I totally can't believe it works. Redneck Adventures. Boy, howdy. Okay. Now we're talking. This is so fun. '87 to '89 says the serial number, and it was in the woods for who knows how long. Well, gang, I think I needed a little bit of a break from the ranch. Just, you know, it's a big project that is seemingly endless. So having a little fun with the machine is a blast. When it's a success, like it's a huge smile. And I would say riding lawnmowers are so far, they were new to me when I got the ranch because it came with a bunch of abandoned mowers and I never worked on one. But since then I found they're relatively easy to manage and they usually want to come back to life. So it is a lot of fun. You know, if it was running when it was parked, or at least they didn't blow the engine up like I blew up the engine on that one, which is so sad to me. You can usually do a lot with them with a little bit. This is fun. So, as always, good luck on your projects. I appreciate you all for watching, I really do. And we'll see you next time on Between the Sharks. We'll probably be back at the ranch fixing something, you know? Until then, I'm gonna go goof off on this thing. It's awesome. I love that backfire.